Can you believe it? Can you believe it? I kind of can't, but I can. But I can. Oh my god. I mean, the final three. Oh my god, I am so excited. I am in disbelief. To be honest, did not believe in myself that I would be able to win the final exemption challenge, but I did, and I'm so happy, especially because the last round was between me and Jack has been a very formidable opponent throughout a lot of the challenges this season. I still can't believe it. I mean, the first round of that challenge, when we had to come up with like synonyms, I was not worried. I got all of them right. I knew that I would get all of them right. I am a king of synonyms. What can I say? And then the second part, I was really happy that my algebra skills from middle and elementary and high school really kicked in there because I haven't used those in a hot minute. So I'm glad that my memory of what happened throughout the season is decently intact. I mean, I'm looking back at like this spreadsheet I made with all the votes throughout the season, and I'm like, am I sure that person voted there? I know where I voted, but messy. Anyway, and then the last part with the whole rubber bands and bag and broom and cans, and I mean, very inventive challenge. Like, round of applause for Jess because she always brings it, legitimately. Very impressed. But that was hard. And I know I looked like a statue. Thanks, Jonathan, for calling me a statue. Um, but that was not easy, and I'm very thankful. To be honest, I think the reason why I was able to pull through was because it was Jack at the end, and I had so much rage from the past couple weeks of this game that just catapulted me forward, and I was like, I can't do it. I can't drop. I can't. It's Jack. I can't. If he gets this, he's gonna be in the final three, and Jack cannot be in the final three. And I said this multiple times to both Robbie and Simona that I would throw up on the screen if Jack won this season. I would be just beside myself if you were the representative for this season. But at least now I know that whatever the outcome is, I will be very happy and proud because Robbie and Simona are wonderful people. And I'm the best and I deserve to win. It's not even a question. So bravo to everyone for a wonderful season. I really look forward to getting to know everybody afterwards. Everyone has really touched me in different ways, and I admire everybody. And I think they're all really cool people that I'm very grateful to have in my life. And I feel the same way about the mods, and I feel the same way about the whole production team in general. Amazing people, amazing experience. If you're watching this and you're not sure about whether or not you want to embark on this journey, apply. It is going to be an incredible journey for you, and thank you for this whole experience. Expedition Online has been an absolute blast.
And that is a wrap. I did not get it done. I did not win. I lost. I lost by one challenge, by one bag, in fact. And that bag will haunt me for the rest of my life. But I lost. I have to say, I gave it my absolute all every single day this season. I never let up off the gas. I fought absolutely until the bitter end. And I'm really proud. I've always doubted myself when playing these. Like, I've always doubted myself, thinking that I'm not the best, I'm not going to be able to do this. And then going out there in this game and putting on a show like that is very humbling. The jury was all going to vote for me. I had the respect of the jury. I had the respect of all the other people in the game. I was the number one threat to win. And I didn't think so, but I was. And that's why I went home. No matter what I did, I was gone. Man. What a season, though. I am so beyond proud of my performance. I'd honestly say this is one of my best. I found 6 compasses. I won the exemption challenge. I made some great moves. I made some great allies. I contributed to the entertainment of the season. Like, I was the guy. I'm proud of that. I wanted to really just sell that when winning that exemption challenge and be like, yeah, I'm the fucking man. Like, I did it. I killed it. And man, I did. I just could not get it done when it mattered most. And that was my flaw. That was the end of it all. I am very happy with how the season went. Obviously, it didn't go the way I expected. I thought it would be a little bit smoother for me. Some smoother sailing. I wouldn't have to fight as hard. Things like that. You know, I truly do think that if I made the end, I would have won. I do think I played the best game, and seeing it cut short just here is heartbreaking. Getting here and putting on like one of the games of my life is honestly my best takeaway. So thank you all for enduring me for a season of this. I was a lot at times, too villainous at times, too over the top at times, but through and through I was me, and I know that I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for supporting me or hating my guts. And I will see you all soon. Goodbye.
Hey guys, it's Simona for the last time this season. That's kind of crazy that we made it to this point. Tonight I came in with a big decision to make. I knew ultimately I was going to be choosing between Robbie and Jack, and it really depended on who won exemption, all those things. I did not expect David to pull out the win, especially with the last part being endurance, and David being one of the worst performers in the endurance competition at the beginning of the season. So I was very relieved that David was able to beat Jack at the end. So ultimately I ended up with a decision between Jack and Robbie, and my position tonight was both exciting and concerning. It was concerning because it's like, why am I not an option? Am I so unthreatening that I'm just not an option at all tonight? Like, is that the reason? And my name wasn't, I was just really a non-option, to the point where I was like making jokes and like being cocky about it because I was really so confident that I wasn't leaving. On the other hand, though, I was also in like a critical position, to the point that David, even as the person who won exemption, was pitching to me why we needed to vote out Jack, as if I was the one with exemption. So I think that kind of shows my power in this game and how I positioned myself so brilliantly to guarantee myself a spot in the end. I'm just worried people are going to be like, well, yeah, because no one was threatened by you, blah, blah. And, you know, Jack can throw his whole, I'm voting for Robbie, whatever. If that's true, great. But, like, I feel like I definitely have a better chance in the end against Robbie than Jack. And I definitely went back and forth. You know, Jack's arguments were definitely good. And we'll never know how it really would have turned out. However, I did not want to risk it against Jack. Whereas Robbie, I feel like small things that I did, you know, the final 5 was the 4 people that I trusted the most in this game. that I trusted the most in this game. I can guarantee that the others did not, like Jack was not high up on their lists, right? It was the best for me, for nobody else. On top of that, you know, I used my compass as currency. Nobody else in this game did that. You know, Jack used them all selfishly when he had the opportunity to make moves with them. I used my compass as currency. I gave my compass to Randy to regain his trust after almost sending him home. And in my mind, I was sending Greg home with that. Little did I know Randy had his own compass, but there was no bamboozling there. I ended up getting my compass back from Randy a couple votes later, and there was no, like, plea. Like, I willingly gave my compass to Randy because I wanted him in the game. I wanted him as an ally. I wanted him to know that I was with him and that I wanted to go far with him, and I did, until I didn't anymore. In regards to Robbie, you know, I'm the one who ultimately put my foot down and said I would like to keep Randy over Holden, when for Robbie's game, it probably would have been better for him to keep Holden. But I pushed in that direction, and I knew Randy was someone who was going to have my back till the end, and he did. And it sucks that I ended up having to vote Randy out, but in a situation where we were at the vote where Mike left, you know, I don't think that Holden would have stayed loyal to me, and so keeping Randy there was definitely the right play for me in the long term. In regards to David, I think half his votes were nullified by Jack, and I think he, well, one, if he hadn't played the shortcut at that first crossroads of the rendezvous, he would not be here. Which I guess, like, oh, comeback story, but, like, no, David and I were a day one alliance, and I was the one who pulled David in. Yeah, David could argue his relationship with Randy as well, but ultimately I was the one who told him about the Jenny vote. I was the one who told him about the Lady K vote, and especially with the Jenny vote, you know, David was still, like, on the Jack train at that point, right? And so I was the one who was like, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. And I think I just socially maneuvered myself better than him. Like I said, he had many votes nullified by Jack, and the one of my votes that was nullified by Jack was completely intentional on my end, and he threw his extra votes onto that vote when they could have been of great use to him later. So I definitely think I have a pretty decent pitch against these guys. Of course, I'm gonna pull the woman thing. I wanted to come into this game and be underestimated. Not to the point that I was discredited, but I wanted to be underestimated so I could slip by to this point, and I think I have. I think I have played a strong game overall. I just don't want, now is the point where people need to not underestimate me and, like, see my game in full. I came into this game, like I said, wanting to be underestimated to get to this point, and now I'm at this point. So hopefully they see that my strategy was intentional. You know, I can open up about all the things I've been hiding. You know, I don't want to make a big deal about the small things that I did, but I also want to lay them out. You know, I want to say, I took this note document, and I'm going to pull up my phone and scroll through the fucking notes on the game. You know, I found a compass on the first day, just like Jack, and unlike Jack, I had the social and strategic connections that I needed to not actually need to play the compass, to position myself in a way where I was able to use that as currency to gain trust in this game. And he couldn't do that. Yeah, so gotta pull that card. Gotta pull the card if I didn't need advantages. I had people who had my back. My name came up, but people couldn't get me out. If push comes to shove, I do think I would be here over Robbie if we went to a final two. And I think I can beat David in a final two. I'm gonna talk about how I wanted to be underestimated. I'm gonna talk about how, you know, I'm playing for Planned Parenthood. I want to talk about how I always did what was best for my game. Took emotions out of it. You know, if I hadn't taken emotions out of it, I would have saved Randy, but I didn't do that. Yeah, there's a lot of small stuff that I did. You know, I lied about my major, which is, like, such a small thing. And I acknowledge that. I'm not trying to be Sammy and be like, surprise, I'm 19, not 22. But, like, there was a comment at one point about Jack's major making him threatening. That was why I wanted to paint myself as, like, oh, like this little education major, like, aw. I wanted to paint myself as ditzy so that people would trust me and include me in their plans. And I definitely drove plans. You know, I was the one who ultimately was like, we have to pile our votes on Lady K. It is worth the risk. And it was worth the risk. She went home. Yeah. This is a game where you have to take risks, calculated risks, right? The risk I took the other night was voting out Randy and praying that Jack didn't win exemption today, and he didn't. So at this point, I have a pitch to put together. I have lots of deep breaths to take, and many prayers to send. So I hope you're rooting for me. I don't know what everyone else's game looks like, but let's hope I can pull this out from here.